In the wake of the highly regarded and heavily praised Cyberpunk Edgerunners, the newly fixed up and debugged Cyberpunk 2077 has had a resurgence in the cultural zeitgeist. I finally got around to actually playing it 2 years later, and I've decided to make a positive video only going over all the reasons why I absolutely love this game, and why I will always be so disappointed that the launch for this game was so horrifically atrocious. So what could I possibly have to adore in Cyberpunk 2077? Well, for starters, the overworld, which feels extremely lived in, with many interactions and visuals that make it seem like things are actually happening outside of your involvement with the main story. Spectacularly written characters with fun and entertaining character dynamics, such as my personal favorite, the traditional and honorable veteran character paired with the laid-back and more modern main character, which makes for a lot of fun interactions.
He's my witness, V. Can't speak for myself, you know. If there was anything to admire, hate Night City that much. Perhaps I am simply homesick, as you say.
Environmental world building and storytelling, which showed how things happened simply by placing corpses or weapons in particular areas. Unique gun and weapon animations and different weapon classes boasting a wide variety and range of gameplay options, even if most people just use the implants and a revolver. I especially love the animations for the Malorian Arms handgun, which, like, of course I do. The animations themselves are actually 90% of the reason I ended up using it as my main weapon through my first playthrough. Skippy, just in general, also coaxing what I genuinely think is the male V's voice actor's most emotional acted line of dialogue.
What are you doing?
All of the character development moments between V and Keanu, especially at the end of Chippin' In, absolute gold. And I'm honestly just happy that they managed to put him in the game for more than like 20 seconds. Far Cry 6, I'm looking at you. Interactive executions, you can hack off limbs even after the body's deceased, and my personal favorite is if you land a kill shot in the skull with a handgun, an equally appropriate amount of chunk of skull will be missing afterwards. The decisions that you make in the game actually have effects, whether they be wide-ranging, long-term, large, small. There are some missions in the game where you can get a completely different outcome. My friend in particular completely missed out on the mission where you help an inmate to get nailed to a cross because he decided to just execute him as the mission was concluded. In terms of story missions, both Takemura, my favorite character, and Oda can be present for one of the endings if you save Takemura and spare Oda, but if you fail at saving Takemura, it can literally lock you out of an achievement. Like I did. This is an unintentional one, but there's still a tasteful amount of bugs and exploits still left in the game for if you just want to overpower yourself. Mainly the Dropbox exploit, allowing me to make extremely obscene amounts of money and get unreasonable amounts of explosives. It is also the sole reason I was able to get either of these achievements. This one gave the exact same energy as this achievement from Sekiro, which took me 13 consecutive hours to achieve. In conclusion, for the part of the video that I didn't actually script, I think that Cyberpunk 2077 is actually an amazing game. Unfortunately, it will always be plagued by its horrendous initial launch, but for people who don't care all that much about that type of stuff, it's fine now, so go play it.